Hey, it's Melissa with Sincerely Creative Mom. We are going to make a super cute ladybug wreath today. This was a kit inside our shop that we offered. It came with the ladybug. It came with the full roll of mesh, which I've already pre-cut to make this video go a little bit quicker. It came with the Pancake Wreath frame, the 14-inch, the 10-inch, and the sign extender. So these will be extra pieces. We're going to be working on the 14-inch. It came with ribbons for your bow. It came with ribbons for your ribbon tails. Y'all, there is a cutting instruction video for general cutting instructions for our kit. It happens to be an Easter kit that I use as my example. But that will show you how specifically to cut your mesh, how to reduce fraying, how to prepare your sign, how to identify your ribbon tails and cut and prepare them. It'll go over a couple of things, which even if you don't buy our kits, that video is really good to just watch and listen to and obtain and kind of consume that information. You can find that video over on our YouTube channel. We're going to start with, again, I already pre-cut this for this specific video, so I'm going to set that aside. We're going to start with adding our pipe cleaners to our frame. Now, again, I've already gone ahead and started our sign so that it's prepped and ready to go when we are ready. So I'm going to start by adding our pipe cleaners to our frame. So this is our patent pending pancake wreath frame based on a wreath recipe that I made several years back. So you don't have to measure how far apart they have to go. There's spots directly on this frame that tells you where your pipe cleaner needs to go, which is the hole that matches the notch. Okay, so you're going to put your pipe cleaner through there and pull it around to the outside. Now, we're not going to use a whole lot of this actual pipe cleaner. In fact, we're going to cut off almost half. So it doesn't matter. You see here, they're not level. That's okay. One last thing that I'm going to point out, this wreath will have a couple of layers. It will have 2 layers. And so I really want to make sure that you see both layers, both the outside layer and what goes on the inside layer. So what I do, just to be a little bit more distinct, is I hold this and tie my twist tie close to the notch. So not inside the notch, but on the wood, just close to the notch. Therefore, it's going to allow a little more separation in those layers and help us with our overall design. Just that small little detail, I promise, will actually have a nice big impact. So make sure you're doing that when you're putting our pancake wreaths together. Now, this frame, just because it is the pancake wreath frame, doesn't mean that, you know, it's the only, recipe you can use. I've made some pretty big wreaths on this frame. You know, just, this is the one that I use the most of. Okay, so I've already pre-cut our mesh. Our mesh is 20 inches long, 20 inches long. So it's 10 inches wide, 10 inches wide here, and 20 inches long, 10 by 20. Okay, so I'm going to start by ruffling up this mesh right up the center. Right up the center. This one likes to really catch, so I'm going to make sure I'm being as careful as I can with it. Go right down here on the top. And then once I put it in and get it situated, I'm not going to touch it. So crisscross this nice and tight, which will kind of cinch it all in. Twist, twist. Then I'm going to take these ends and overlap. And then once I get it in place, I'm just not going to touch it at all. Overlap. Okay, just like that, making it almost round, but flat, like a pancake. Okay. So I'm going to keep going all the way around doing the exact same thing. This one does like to catch a lot. Listen here, stinker. Okay. Roughing right up the edge. Right up the center, I mean, not the edge. Right up the center. Scrunch. Come right down on top. Crisscross. Twist, twist. Overlap again. Y'all, I'm not concerned. This mesh is fraying. I'm not I mean, it all frays, but I'm not concerned because I know the overall design, you're not going to see it, okay? You're not going to see it. It's going to be covered up. I'm not going to play with it any more than I have to. It's going to be covered up with my ribbon, my bow, my sign. So it's not going to have a chance to go further than what it is when you put it in, when you put your mesh in. Perfect. I love the red and white. This one has a lot of polka dots. We got the red and black polka dots in the ribbon for the ribbon tails, the polka dots in the ladybug. So I wanted to bring in stripes, but I wanted to be able to do it in a different way. And I did that by bringing that element in, that pattern in the mesh, which works out super nice. Sometimes you can do that, and this is the perfect case. You don't want to just grab that whole thing. You want to make sure you're going all the way up to the edge. Ladybugs and bees have still, they haven't left. They've still been popular. And this one is going to be super cute. And I found it very, I don't know, odd or classic or whatever you want to call it. I had 4 people by the second, and the second one I was like, huh, that's okay. I had 4 people this year. I had a Valentine design that was actually a kit, but it had buffalo plaid and it had polka dots and buffalo plaid. I had 4 different people ask me, they saw the picture of it, 4 different people asked me at different times, if I had that one, the one with the buffalo plaid. 4 different people asked if I messaged me or inboxed me and asked if I still had, or if I could make another Valentine wreath with the buffalo plaid. Specific. And by the second person, I was like, huh, that's crazy. By the 4th person, I was like, well, I guess it's still a thing. I guess I wasn't surprised because last year it did very good too, but the Valentine designs, both last year and this year, they were hot. People were buying it. It was good. The wreaths, the kits sold also, but the actual wreaths I'm out of Valentine. I have 1 single Valentine wreath, completed wreath. That's it. So I know this year, even though I know when I start Valentine's Day designs in December, people are going to, hang me by my toes. But if they sold that many, there's no way I could make that many in January and get them sold. So I do have to start early. Probably even November, quite honestly. Because, I like to procrastinate. All right, let's get these over here. There we go. Okay, come in with our ribbon. Super cute. Darling. 2 2.5 inch ribbons. They are 14 inches long. I already pre-cut them and prepared them. Got them all ready. So I'm going to put them in one on top of the other. Put them in nice and tight. I'm not going to leave them on top of each other, but I'm just going to put them in there just like that for a while we go around and put our first layer in. Here we go. I always kind of form it, face it out towards me before it goes in. Just kind of helping it, form its shape before it goes into the pipe cleaner. Form it. Everything else comes out towards me in this design so that it all kind of looks like a sunburst. Anything that goes on the inside will end up, kind of hidden. So I want to make sure everything goes out towards me. Perfect, just like that. And then I always like to pick up my zip tie, my wire cutter as few times as possible. So then once these are all in, I'll grab my wire cutter and cut off the excess of that pipe cleaner. Because remember I said we weren't going to use the whole thing and it didn't matter how long they were. And so I'm just cutting off that excess. I don't actually have to, but just for the sake of I'm teaching and it looks cleaner, even though you're not going to see it, just for teaching. Okay, so what I'm going to do is here now, because I want to be able to see all of our ribbon, so I'm going to push down on that little pipe cleaner, pull it apart up and down and side to side. I'm going to make sure at this point that you see all of those ribbons in there, up and down and side to side. Push it down, kind of scrunch it together, apart, side to side, apart, side to side. Now, after I pull them apart and put them in place, I'm not going to touch them until the very, very end. As long as I know that they are apart this way and apart this way, they'll be able to maneuver easy at the end when I want them to, go in place and stay in place. But I don't want to wait until the very end to do this step, because then that inside layer will already be there. And then I'll be interfering with, the work that I did there and have to, touch everything out. I want to put stuff in and touch it once and then not touch it. That's what I want to do. Put it in once and then not touch it. Okay? Especially with this mesh. So when this mesh catches on the ribbon now, it's perfect. It's where I want it to be. It's in the right spot. If it catches on it, all it's going to do is help keep it in place. This is going to be adorable. I'm just saying. This is going to be super cute. Okay, we're going to roll these up again. Scrunch it up. Go right on top. Exactly the way we did the first time. We're going to do that whole ensemble. All over again. So now this layer will will overlap each other. You see the outer layer just kind of barely touches. This one is going to definitely go on top of each other, and it's going to start to really cover the frame. So really start to cover that frame. There we go. Ruffle all the way up, right on top. Gentle. Just really trying not to maneuver that mesh too much. I love the stripes here. It is doing exactly what I wanted it to do. I don't know, and I'm just going to say, I don't know that I've worked with mesh that catches this much before. Still, it's good mesh, it's just catching on the ends. Right on top. I'm not even sure which ribbon I like the most in this design. I love the ladybug, it's super cute, but the black and red polka dots, they're just adorable. Paint up in the center, all the way up. Last one. So again, that cutting video that I talked about a little bit, really want to make sure that you're watching that. It does give you a specific, even how you cut the mesh and what piece that comes off that roll first, where that should go. Even there's tips that will help really try to perfect your craft. So check out that video. Just make sure you're, especially if you purchase this as a kit, since I do pre-cut all the stuff for the videos just to make sure it goes a little bit quicker. That will serve as our cutting instructions. Even though it is an Easter kit. Okay, we're gonna go in the next layer. It's gonna be the exact same as the first layer. What we're gonna do is add our looks like our video stopped. No, that's not good. Okay, there we go. So we're going to add in our ribbon, exactly the same. So as you get going and you've mastered this technique, this recipe, it does move along pretty quick. As far as cutting and assembly, if I'm not live, because sometimes when I'm live or even teaching, sometimes it takes a little bit longer. Between cutting, start to finish, cutting and assembly, I can do it in under an hour. Okay, if I'm not distracted, paying attention. So as it goes, you know, it still takes time. You find ways to help it go a little quicker. You find ways to, you know, not cut corners, but like for me, if I'm not picking up my wire cutter 12 times and I'm only picking it up twice, it goes a little bit quicker, right? The bows I've been making lately for the kits seem to have 4 ribbons. Usually I would do 3, but lately I've been doing 4 just as a matter of, I don't know, cuteness, or I don't know why, they're just cute that way. So, you know, even just adding extra of that helps, you know, adds time. Or sometimes I do 3 ribbons in the, it's like a couple of spring kits, I did 3 ribbons in the tails. You know, that takes a little bit longer to cut, etc. So, but under an hour typically is where I'm at as far as time. This is going to be so cute. Okay, so one last little tip to help us with our layers and help make sure that they are kind of separated a little bit. I just want to make sure I point this out. So on the outside, remember I pushed this straight down. I pushed it in and then straight down. On the inside, I kind of want to push it in almost to really separate those layers here. So I'm really going to try my best to just push it in a little bit. Just again, bringing that layer a little bit out, or bringing this layer a little bit in, showing off that outer layer a little bit more. And then still do the exact same thing as far as separating those ribbons. Super cute. Here we go. Always make sure you're spreading them apart. Always make sure you're keeping that pattern. Polka dot ladybug, polka dot ladybug, polka dot ladybug. It just really lets your eye move around that wreath so easy and not kind of get caught up in like a chunky look. So for example, if I had those two together, it starts to feel real choppy, okay? This just lets it blend together nicely, keeps them separated. Love. Again, my bow has, my sign has been preparing, so it's been drying. I had added a little bit of Dap Rapid glue there, so it's been drying too while I'm creating this portion. So that's why I want to start with my sign. So stinkin' cute. Y'all also, I just finished a video that's going to post in February. That's all in the coaching group. It's for the coaching group. It's all about pancake wreaths and different size signs, where placement would be, where bows would be, where all that kind of thing. Where's this one going to go? I'm going to put this one right up here. let's see here. Okay, I'm going to try to place it exactly right there. Push that under her head a little bit. Exactly right there. So I'm covering 1, 2, 3, 4. Barely, but I'm covering 4. So let me add this. Now, I did have this here. You could use that if you want. I didn't really want to risk it too much. So I added a zip tie mount. And I'll probably use the zip tie mount. Okay, so I'm going to keep that with a 4. There we go, just like that. Perfect. I'm going to set that aside for just a second. We're going to get out our bow. Okay. So cute. So super cute. I went with a 2.5 inch white base. Everything in the wreath is kind of dark. So I went with a white base here. And we're going to start on 7 inches. So 7 inches on our bow. That might be a little big, y'all. That might be a little big. Let's go 6.5 inches. And then let's go 5.5 inches here. 6.5 and 5.5. Pinch. Pull that apart. Twist. Loop. Yeah, a little smaller. I think that's going to be cute. Pinch. Twist. Loop. Bring that up. Make sure it's about the same. Pinch. And twist. I put it right down in here. Making sure my loops get spread apart, and then I'm just going to cut this off because it's sticking out towards me. Perfect. Then from here, I'm actually going to go with, I think I might go with the black polka dot, even though it's 7/8 inch. And I still have a 1.5 inch. I still might do that. I think I'm going to do that. So pinch. I'm sorry. It's going to be, everything's going to be a little bit smaller. So pinch, twist, loop, eyeball it, pinch, twist, loop, pinch, and twist. The one thing with this ribbon, or this bow, is the layer has 2 loops and 1 loop and 2 tails. So I'm going to always flip the sides for those 2 loops. Oops. Make sure those kind of always get in the right spot. And then I'm going to come in with a 2.5 inch. Yeah. 2.5 inch. Coming down. Loop. Pinch. Twist, loop, pinch, twist, loop, pinch, and twist. Again, it goes opposite. 2 loops are over here. So my 2 loops are going to go on the top there. And then I'm going to tie us off with this white but with red edging. And then this one gets a little loop on the top. So a little loop, it's about 2 or 3 inches. Pinch, twist, loop, pinch, twist, loop, pinch, twist, loop, pinch, and twist. So 2 loops are up here. My next 2 loops are going to go down here. Cut off the excess. I have 1 pipe cleaner left in my, where's this going to go? Here. This is going to go over here. I have 1 pipe cleaner left in my kit for my kit. That one's going to go up to hide my pipe cleaners. Okay, so all I'm going to do is lift this right off here. Squeeze it nice and tight. Add my pipe cleaner to the top. Nice and tight, twist, twist, twist. Making sure that's not going to come off. So I'm going to hold, pull my middle up to the top, and then start pulling our layers back into place because they probably adjusted a little bit when I flipped it over and started to get our bow ready. Cute, super cute, super cute, super cute. Okay. There we go. That's going to be adorable. Okay, so I got my I was going to call this a bunny. Clearly, this is not a bunny. I have my zip tie. Nope. What is it? Ladybug. I have my ladybug in place. My ladybug in place. Now this is always the hardest part, just getting those pipe cleaners all the way through. Now you know why I didn't play with those ribbons as I went along, because I knew we were going to have some fun getting our pipe cleaners through. So once I get it through, it's got to stay in that exact spot, right? Once I get it through, then I can bring it here, wrap it around the frame. Now remember, I don't have a bow on here, so I can squish it as much as I want. It's fine. Tie that underneath there. Flip it over, make sure that part didn't move. We are good there. Okay, so I have my head covering the wings, the bottom, just perfectly placed so that she is covering 4 pipe cleaners. So cute. I don't even know if you can tell in the picture, but the buffalo plaid ribbon that has the ladybugs, it has like little white little like daisy flowers almost. This little one is stuck with there we go. challenged me a little bit. Did not want to do what I wanted it to do, that's for sure. There we go. All right. Get that attached to our frame. Awesome. Now that's not going anywhere. Shake test. Nope, not going anywhere. Not moving, not anything. So it's going to stay and cover up our things just exactly the way we want it to. Okay, not messing with the ribbons just yet. Then I'm going to go on the top here, right off here to the edge, right off here to the side rather. I don't want to cover up her little antlers. Hope that's what you call them. I have no idea. That went right through. That was good. So if you haven't heard me say this before, the pipe cleaner is 2 wires wound together, very closely wound together. Well, I got it through and then I didn't even like it where it was. It's got to go up here, kind of. There we go. Anyway, the 2 wires always catch on the mesh on those little pieces, and it always just drives me crazy. This part is always the worst. There we go. It's not hard, it's just, you know, gotta have patience, which I don't have a lot of the time, so. There we go. I use all my patience with the kids. Because with them, you gotta be patient. You don't have a choice. Okay. Super stinking cute. Let's do 2 things. Let's adjust our bow to make sure it's not covering our little girl here too much. So let's adjust her. There we go. So usually I take the 2 longest parts of the bow, which are those first layer, the tails. Usually those come down off the edge of the bow. This time, or off the wreath. This time I kind of brought it up towards the top and brought the coming out towards the top instead. Super, super duper cute. Absolutely love those little polka dots in there, the little Swiss dot ones. Cute, cute. And then this one feels like it's just maybe a little bit longer than the other one. Cute, cute, cute. Then the last thing I do, whoa, what happened to my voice? The last thing I do then is go through and touch every single ribbon tail. Make sure they're all in place, staying in place, go in place. Don't move where you want them to, because it's going to go right from my table to the door to take photographs, and then hopefully right in a box to go home to someone. Super, super cute. Now, thanks for watching. If you haven't already checked out all of our social medias, joined our text message list, joined our email list where you can get notifications when we have new kits available. You can go to learnfrommelissa.com, learnfrommelissa.com, and you can find a list of all the things that you could possibly need from us. There are a couple of free resources there, including our favorite suppliers, which y'all seem to always ask. So there's our favorite suppliers are there. Our favorite tools that we use, there's a list there. There's some free videos. Our text message list is there you can find. So learnfrommelissa.com. You put your email address in, and then it'll bring you to a list of all of our stuff. Excuse me. Ooh, all of our stuff. This is so cute. Let me just zoom you out all the way so you can see. So cute. I can see here. That's very clearly. There we go. So cute. I absolutely love it. It's darling. Nice layers going on here. Really cute with all the patterns going on. Nice bow. I like how the bottom of that bow, that first layer with the white, helps set it apart from everything else. Super cute. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you're following us. I do lots of videos like this, so make sure you are following us so you can see more. And again, this was a kit available in our shop. I hope, for those of you who purchased, I hope you love it and have fun making it. And I can't wait to see all your pictures. And until next time, I will see you again soon. Bye, y'all.